Gymnastics is a sport that is often seen as the epitome of grace and strength, to the point of even seeming almost superhuman at times. So understandably, when Suni Lee became the all-around gold medalist, a team silver medalist and a bronze medalist at her very first Olympics in 2020, people were intrigued. Suni Lee has been a gymnast her entire life, but only recently joined the NCAA Gymnastics Division 1. The now sophomore has already built a massive name for herself before joining the division, and her addition to the team directly contributed to the most decorated year in the program's history in 2021. And if you've ever wondered what she's up to now, or what her plans are for the future, look no further. Here's what really happened to Suni Lee from NCAA Gymnastics. Far from having a wealthy background, Suni Lee is the daughter of an immigrant healthcare worker who discovered her passion and love for gymnastics at 6 years of age. A year after professional training, she began competing and won the all-around at a state meet, the second meet of her career, and there was no stopping her after that. Over the last 5 years, Suni Lee has been building her way up the gymnastics career ladder and has managed to showcase her talents and skills in a variety of meets and competitions. The young gymnast has a lot of medals and championship wins to her name, but none quite as impressive as the 2020 Tokyo Olympic medal. As mentioned, Suni won an all-around gold medal at the Games, but more than that, she also won a team silver medal and an individual bronze medal on the uneven bars. She then started at Auburn University in 2021, where she joined the Division 1 Auburn Gymnastics team. The same year, she won an NCAA championship in beam and also earned runner-up in the all-around. And that's not all, she also earned 8 whole All-American honors. But that's news from 2021. This last year, as a sophomore, there were more eyes on Suni Lee than ever, as season tickets to watch her perform in person had all sold out for the second year straight, months before the actual competition itself. As it happens, competing for Auburn seemed to have been a dream of Lee's, as she explained in a recent video of hers where she discussed her future in gymnastics. In the same video, Suni said that her sophomore season with Auburn University at NCAA would be her last. On all of her social media platforms on the 15th of November last year, Suni Lee posted a video of her announcing her departure from the NCAA division to once again seek Olympic glory. The caption of the post thanked her Auburn family and talked about wanting to make her last season with them their best yet. In the video, she talked about the indescribable emotion of competing on the world's biggest stage and how she wasn't ready to quit just yet. She talked about how she did not want her time at the Olympics to be a just once-in-a-lifetime thing, and that she had her sights set on Paris in 2024. "I know what I have to do to get there," she said. Suni Lee is reported to have an estimated net worth of $2 million as of right now. Considering that she has no plans to quit her gymnastics career, we'd have to assume being a part of the 2024 Olympics will only heighten her fame more. One thing to note about Suni Lee's time at the NCAA and her plans for what comes after is that if she manages to make a repeat at the Olympics in 2024, her story will have been one of a kind. That is, she will be the only female gymnast to have ever competed in the Olympics, then collegiate gymnastics, and eventually made her way back to the Olympics, according to NBC Sports. Up until recently, becoming a part of college gymnastics meant that a professional gymnast's elite career was over. That's because up until July 2021, the NCAA had very strict rules regarding athletes using their own name, likeness, or image for profit. So endorsements, sponsorships, or brand deals were not an option unless you wanted to forego college gymnastics entirely. But altering the policy will have significant results on the upcoming Olympics, as these changes might make the competition unimaginably intense. So Suni Lee may be the first female gymnast to head on this one-of-a-kind trajectory, but she might not be the only one. Also worth noting is the fact that Suni Lee did not compete in the World Championships that year, choosing instead to focus on her upcoming season at Auburn. Now that we know about Suni Lee's plans to head for the 2024 Olympics and the NCAA lift on NIL endorsement bans, let's talk about the byproducts of Lee's gymnastics career. As the first Asian American individual to win all-around gymnastics gold at her very first Olympics, Suni Lee was everywhere, and that was in part due to the way she was marketed. One of the ways Suni manages to stay on our minds and in our hearts was via the celebrity dance competition, Dancing with the Stars. A few months after the 2020 Olympic Games, she competed in the 30th season of the show, and she isn't the first or the only Olympic gymnast to have been a part of the show. In fact, before her, there had been 6 gymnasts who had already competed, most notably Simone Biles and Laurie Hernandez. With Sasha Farber as a partner, Suni Lee competed in 9 episodes of the show and delivered many memorable performances. Eventually, though, she was eliminated and placed 5th. And in 2021, she appeared in Peacock's 2021 docu-series Golden, The Journey of USA's Elite Gymnasts. Now, it may be easy to think that the Olympics had the biggest part to play in her success and fame, and while that is true on many levels, we can't disregard the fact that she has been on many professionals' radar since her debut at the Hopes Championship in 2015. So far, the Olympic all-rounder has signed deals with Pearson+, Invisalign, Gatorade, Target, and Amazon. Not just that, Suni also has a massive fan following on her social media platforms, most notably on Instagram, with 1.7 million followers. On Twitter, she has over 182,000 followers. She's also partnered up with Voice in Sport Foundation recently, which is an initiative proposed by Cliff Barr, an organization she also signed a deal with. To commemorate her plans to return to the 2024 Olympics, let's talk about her experience at the 2020 Olympics. It needs to be understood that the Olympics are highly competitive games, and getting to compete in them is a grand enough deal. But winning gold, silver, and bronze medals while competing for the first time is a whole other kind of impressive. After earning scores of 14.600, 15.300, and 13.833 and 13.700 in the vault, uneven bars, balance beam, and floor routines of the all-around event, Suni's final score ended up being 57.433. She placed above Rebecca Andrade of Brazil and Angelina Melnikova of the Russian Olympic Committee in the event. Her win ended up being more than just that. Being the first ever Hmong American Olympic gymnast, Lee was determined to break glass ceilings and shatter stereotypes about the people in her community. She claimed that it would be nice to show that we are more than what they say. Jess Graber, a coach at Midwest Gymnastics, saw Suni as a little kid doing flips and immediately understood that she had talent. And when she made the US junior national team at the age of 14, Graber understood that he could be coaching one of the next great American gymnasts. And so they traveled the world together. When the Olympics were postponed in 2020, she and Simone Biles also became great friends, since they were 2 people who understood just how rushing it was to wait for the Games for a whole other year. Suni revealed that she went through an intense depression phase, which was hard to get out of. And in October last year, Suni Lee was also named Individual Sportswoman of the Year by the Women's Sports Foundation. All this to say, the 19-year-old was working very hard to make sure that the 2022 season of the NCAA Championship was incredible and her team's best one yet. And she also said in the same video posted on her social media accounts that she was confident that she could return to the Olympic stage and hopes to join her teammates on the US women's gymnastic team as they prepare for the Summer Games in Paris. As a representative of a marginalized group of people and a young gymnast from a humble background, Suni Lee remains one of the best candidates to be a role model for young people to look up to. We can't wait to see what she does next.